Ouais, c'est ça que c'est.
So record it now.
Okay. Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to be cutting what we call a widowmaker. So this tree is like really dangerous to cut. If you look up at the tree here, you'll see that it should probably be cut from the top down. You know, like cutting that big branch and letting it fall. But I'm too scared of heights, so I'm not going to cut it that way. It's stuck, it's split on the top. If you look on the left side, it's split on the top and it's stuck in that spruce tree. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down that spruce tree that you see right there, the spruce. I'm going to partially cut it, put a few wedges in. Then I'm going to cut this poplar and put some wedges in. And for safety reason, I'm just going to maybe put a little chain block or whatnot and put a chain across and make sure it doesn't fall backwards. And let's hope the top of the tree doesn't, you know, let go and fall on me. So I've got my son here taping. He's Xavier's taping, and he's got the phone, so if anything goes wrong, he's going to call 911, and hopefully he doesn't have to, but you know, you never know. This is the second tree that I'm cutting in my life. I don't know how to run a power saw. I read the instruction manual this morning. The first tree I attempted to cut, I had put on the chain backwards, so it actually didn't cut the tree. It couldn't cut through. So then I picked up my chainsaw here. I picked it up, and because I had put the chain on backwards, I figured, well, there must be a reverse on this, right? So if you look on the saw here closely, there's a little black button. Well, that's your reverse button. So I pushed that, and then the chain goes the other way, and I was able to cut my tree. But today, I put the tree on back, you know, the right way, so we're going to cut it the right way. But if you ever put your chain on backwards, you just put your reverse button on, and you can cut down your tree. And make sure to read your owner's manual. You'll find that in the owner's manual also. So, without ado, I'm just going to set up the tree. I'm going to set up my chain, and get ready to cut the tree. So we'll be back in about a minute. Alright, so there you go. So I've just installed the chain on this tree here with a, what do you call that? Come along, yeah. So I've got to come along and I've got it to that stump there. So just to make sure it doesn't fall back. Usually I wouldn't worry, but I mean it's going to be cut with this tree at the same time. So I'm going to start by cutting this tree down. Well, not down, I'm going to partially cut it almost straight through. Then I'll cut that one, put a few wedges, crank it up. Hopefully they fall that way. And what's worrying me is that piece that's stuck up there. So as soon as I see the tree starting to move, I'm going to take a big run that way and see how far I can go. So without further ado, I'm going to start cutting it. So, all right, let's go.